Hello and welcome to day 7 of Becoming Firmly Rooted. This has been an amazing opportunity for everyone and also an amazing journey for Lori Montry and myself. I'm Mia Signs if you're looking at this after the fact. It's been really beautiful. People have grown, people have struggled. A week isn't very long. And today we're going to do a recap and ask questions and be open for questions. Right, Lori?
Yes, absolutely. So, this week has been all about, obviously, the desire and the hard work in order to get firmly rooted in life. Because when we're firmly rooted, right, we have confidence, we have clarity, we no longer feel like we're reacting to life. We actually realize that we are the directors of our life. And we know that even if a certain circumstance or experience that we're having is not what we want, we can get ourselves to the place that we want to be. We know what we need in order to do that. So one of the primary things that we've been working on over the week is the understanding that if you're going to feel safe and secure, you need to really know yourself. You need to know who you are authentically and what it is that is grounding you, right? That is who you are. And from there, you can then begin to understand what your needs are. You can start to meet those needs, right? And that has been such an important aspect of the overall journey here. There were lots of little nuances and things that we're teaching and helping you grow through, but that's really the essence of what it means to become firmly rooted. I started this week off by saying, imagine if you had somebody beside you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, who was just loving and kind and compassionate to you, that knew you, what your needs were, and were always there to meet them. That would be an incredible experience. That would no doubt make any one of us feel very safe and secure. And that is entirely possible. It's not possible from another human being. That's not what I'm saying, but it is possible to create that for yourself. You are that source, right, of a beautiful strength, wisdom, comfort, compassion. So the exercises this week have really been geared towards helping you understand how to create that. As Mia said, a week is not a very long time. We shared with you a few tools, right? But there's so much more. And we also talked yesterday about the many blocks that come in and make it hard to actually, materialize this relationship with yourself. And so today, what we really want to do is just give you the opportunity to go back through the week. And please, this is something that's so important. Please hear this. If you have not listened to all the videos and done every bit of the integration work, you're not behind. You didn't fail the challenge. It just means that there is more for you to explore, and that we want to be able to continue to support you as you do this work. I would say probably most people did not have the luxury of having the time, space, capacity to dig in and do everything, but hopefully it opened you up enough where you could see, oh, wow, I want to know myself. Oh, there are some ways I'm not connected with my authenticity or not showing up in that way. There are places in my life where I maybe don't feel as safe and secure as I want to. And hopefully it opens you up to the excitement of what would be brought to my life. How would my life be different if I could stand as that beautiful, majestic oak tree with roots down to the center of the earth? Well, how would life look different? If you've achieved any of those things, even just the idea of them through showing up and coming, you did great work, right? So we want you to go back through your week, go back through the integration workbook, look at the things that you did do. Dive in a little bit to the exercises that you either didn't get done or you felt some resistance too, right? Because that's where the best material always is. It's in the stuff that where you don't know why, you don't know exactly how, but there was a wall. There was like, nah, I'm good with that one, right? And that is always the best exercise that will lead and yield the most important results. So doing that catch up work, as we would say. And then the other incredible opportunity that you have right now is, how am I going to take this forward? How am I going to actually take this and do what it takes to become firmly rooted? Don't let go of something called to you. When you read that email, whichever email it was that said to yourself, I want this. Don't let that go. This is an opportunity. This was on your heart. This is meant for you. This becoming firmly rooted, this living life from that place is meant for you. So the most important part of this concluding day is for you to ask yourself, how am I going to take it forward? That is the intention of the calls that we're offering as well, so that you can decide for yourself what is the right plan for you to do that. And only you know the answer to that, but we do have some suggestions, certainly, and would really love to invite you to join the Greatest You Academy. The Academy is the program that works through those blocks that we talked about yesterday, the things that are preventing you from having that sense of safety and security, the confidence, the clarity, knowing that your emotions are your guidance, as opposed to something that you have to try to get through, or that just rocks your world day in and day out. Developing the thinking, the self-devotion, all of the pieces that we've been speaking to you about are taught in the Academy, as well as we talked about yesterday, the physical aspect. How do I take care of my physical well-being so that I can have all the pieces I need to really stand in my life in the most powerful way that I can, as the creator of my experiences, as opposed to just getting by. That's what the Academy is created for.
Yeah.
Mia, tell us more details about the Academy.
And I also want to tell you what's on my heart and mind, guys.
Yes.
I really love this work so much, and so does Lori. We've been doing this work, working on ourselves since we were really little.
Yeah.
And what we've developed in this academy is like nothing that you'll ever get anywhere. Why? Because some of you may not know us or are new to us, but literally I see people on the phone lines here who have been my clients years back and who are paying over $1,000 a month to work with me privately.
Mm-hmm.
And then my money went up even higher for people. And then the pandemic hit. And Lori and I both said, wait a minute, we have to open up and help people. So we opened up, we have the Self-Love Revolution Classroom that we gave free classes away, and everybody loved that, right? To help through the pandemic. Then we thought, where can we go next where we can actually support people on a level that will change their life at a fraction of what we used to charge? So in that space, we created the Greatest You Academy. Lori and I probably get paid a penny an hour, literally right now. Big deal, because it's about creating something that's sustainable for humanity. This isn't just for us. Our mission in life both, and this is why we're such a great team, is that our mission in life is to change the life of every human that wants their life changed. So this is why I'm a business strategist. I've been a love coach for 15 years. I'm a sensual teacher. I work on body parts with you, body love, self-love. Lori does all that and emotional eating and the nervous system work. This is stuff you're not going to get anywhere else in the world, not under one roof, not like this, not at this price. I'm going to be up front, because I know a lot of people say, I don't have the money. And I want to say, where else in your life are you not doing what you need to do to create your life?
And Mia, can we just say the money that we're talking about? Because most people are
$97 a month, right?
and people, right, are probably thinking, because I've never come across anything
Right.
like that has
Right.
real live people. You can
Right.
find programs that are recordings and stuff, and I'm sure they are full of great stuff, but without guidance, the research shows that 95% of people who sign up for an online course will not finish it. 95%. That's from Tony Robbins research. Like, if people are not finishing Tony Robbins content, nobody's finishing anything, right? So we know that people change people, hearts change people, love change people, support changes people. That's why everything we do is always going to have the component of the live human to human
and love and compassion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I also want to share, just a minute, Nicole, I'm on a roll, please. I took as a transformational teacher, leader, coach, whatever you want to call it, in my early days of coaching online. I took a course from another company that was huge. There's Landmark, WorldWorks. I took a program off of WorldWorks, which is a kick-ass program, but it's taught in anger and yelling and shifting you that way. I swore I would never teach in anything but love. And let me tell you, the shifts and changes that have been within people's lives and that has actually saved their lives is 100 times more than I saw in those other programs. Plus, those people have come into my program over the years. So know that this, and it's not to pat ourselves on the back, but there is a lot of so I've been a coach for 15 years online. I've had an email list. I'm talking from my own personal experience, not Lori's, but I'm sure it's the exact same. People think that because we do these challenges and stuff, that's all it's valued at, that it's not valued at the $999 that week's worth was worth, literally. Because we can do that, because we have the compassion, because we are riding the same car and boat and bus and life as you are. We're not saying we're above you. We're saying we're with you. Grab our hand and come along. Now I'm going to let, and also, it's only $3.23 a day for 30 days. That's less than a cup of coffee. So priorities during the pandemic and even now, because I'm doing this program for people, I had to shift my life so that I could do this. And I make my priorities.
And that's okay.
It's perfect, because
we love it. Yeah.
Guess what? Because as things start to elevate and escalate up when you're growing, then you're so much more grateful again for all the jumps and the things that come into your life.
Yeah.
You need to unmute yourself, honey, Nicole.
Can you hear me?
No,
yes,
yeah, but we
can't see you, but we can hear you. Where'd you go?
Okay, now we have face, but no voice. We want all of you.
I'm going to ask you to unmute, and maybe it'll leave your camera on too. So I asked you to unmute. Does that help? And if they both don't work together, honey, then do your voice and then put your face back on.
Yeah, it's okay.
So I wanted to, as a member of the Academy, yes. I've done many courses in the past, and very famous ones, the Joe DiMartini and a lot of different ones. The difference with the Academy is that you have ongoing support. So in the beginning, we're in our civic mind, and you give us the greatest vision of ourselves as an idea, and you hold that concept for us as mentors and as coaches, and you reflect that back to us so that we can find it within ourselves, and then you create the space for us to be able to share with you and with the other participants, and to have group support, and to work not only on a heart level, on a mind level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level. It is a complete paradigm shift. And that is the difference that I have received through doing your coaching. And that's why it's an ongoing thing, because healing and growth is not a straight line up. One day you're here and, oh, tomorrow I'm my best self. No, it's an up and down process of growth and release, and things will come up to say, do you really want to change? And those old beliefs will come, and then you guys talk us through it and help us to shift and hold that higher value for ourselves and hold the highest potential. And that's why I think it's great, and it's ongoing value.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you so much.
And-
I'm sorry, go ahead, Mia.
No, you go ahead.
Just, whew. One
Yeah.
of the things is how powerfully you speak to our number one goal, which is connecting you to your greatest self. Because when you know that's who you are, and then the work becomes, okay, how do I embody that more? How do I show up in life that way? How do I, and you're right. One of the beautiful things that that the creator gave us both is that's how we see you. We look at Nicole and we're like, oh my God, can you believe this girl? We look at Sandy and we're like, Sandy, whoa, Sandy, this is Sandy's greatest self. And we don't see all the baggage, all the stuff. And so we are just holding that space. We are with you in that space. And so it's easy for us to keep bringing you along because we're already there. It's your greatest self. And it took me a long time to realize that that's what was happening for us, that's all we can see. And so it's easy for us to keep pulling you there. So I love that you really identified that that's what it's about. It's about you connecting and knowing who you truly are, which was day one. Right. So that really just, you have that sense. And then the other thing that you said that was so powerful, all of it, but also, we're going to be in that space. Do you really want to change? Do you really want to change? And it's not even really a conscious conversation most of the time. It's just, do I want to show up? Do I want to sit down and do this integration work? Do I want to show up for my call? Whatever it is, those are the moments where you have the opportunity to be your greatest self or be the old self. And that's why it's so important to have somebody beside you, community and support and coaching, because those are the very moments that make you, you're choosing. And so that is I don't know, Mia, I don't know what you think about that, but that's the place where it is hard to make that choice again and again and again and again. And I think that that's why a lot of people who feel like, gosh, I've been doing the work and it's not working for me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe, whatever. It's that piece right there. It's making the consistent choice and knowing what's the next step in front of you, and having somebody to walk in that space with you. It's just, that's how it gets done.
Yeah. And also in the Academy, I want to share that they're just in the first module alone. So there's a 12 module program called The Greatest You. And in that first module alone, there are something like 8 different videos, and they're no more than 20 minutes. Some of them are 5, some of them are 10, some of them are 12, that talk about the somatic body work. Or maybe it's the second module.
Yeah, it's the second one.
She's
Yeah.
like, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
It's really, so what I'm sharing with you is every time we have an aha moment ourselves, we're also going to include that inside the program. And if you can get and watch this stuff, right? This is what the Academy is about, is watching your videos and coming to your coaching sessions and saying, okay, I've got a question about this, or wow, this part of the somatic breath work or body work really is supporting a release of fear, or is not supporting a release of fear. Can you?
I'm not getting anything. I don't get it.
Mhm.
Okay,
And
that's good
so
too.
let us help tweak things. Remember, I
Right.
love the word tweaking, not about a tweaker who's a drug addict, but about shifting and moving things slightly, because remember, it's just a fraction until there's a recognition, an opening of space. And that's when our synapses start to go, wait a minute, this is so cool, I get it. And then they go on fire and they're like, let's go with this. So this is about you guys, not about us. We've done this work. And something that I've noticed with people, and if I can say it is, and I wrote this in the email yesterday, and I don't know how many people got the replay email. I'm sure you, I mean, you all got it, but how many opened it? One, there is all 6 days of coaching on there. And some other information that you'll want, but also questions like, besides the ones that you went through, but ask yourself, where does my commitment stand with myself? That's a powerful one. Until you understand that, you're going to be a wishy-washy person. And I don't mean that negatively, because heck, there are times when I'm wishy-washy. And my whole life used to be wishy-washy before I took a stand for myself. Where am I asking for help and not showing up for myself? See, these are questions you may not even know that they are a part of who you are. That's what transformation is about. Hearing something and then having it go, wait a second. Do I want to be like that, or do I want to move through something? And is this my pattern? If this is your pattern, you may want to have a different pattern. And so this work helps you shift who you were into who you want to become.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what I want to invite you to do, what we'd like you to consider today is, is there room for you to become more firmly rooted in your life? Are there changes that you would like to see in your confidence, in your relationships, in your work, in your vocation, in the way that you feel like you're bringing your expression into the world, fulfillment, purpose? Is there a way that your health, you want to up level with your health, your spirituality, your sense of peace and contentment? Right? Instead of being overwhelmed or anxious a lot of the time. If you want any of those things, if it's on your heart is saying, yes, that's how I want to live, right? Not just getting by, not just things are okay, but really living on fire with passion, knowing that you were given, this one life. What do you want to do with it? If that question resonates with you, then operating from your greatest you is exactly how you're going to achieve all of that. We'd really love to invite you to sign up for the course. As Mia said, it is $97 a month. And so it's an incredible opportunity to be in. It's 97 and there's no contract, there's no minimum. You don't have to sign up for 17 years or anything like that to make that price. It's just come. If it works for you, stay and get supported and reach these beautiful goals and become that version of yourself. So there's really, there's no risk. It's not something where, you're investing thousands of dollars. You are very welcome in this community, and we will be there to love and support you. In addition to the 12 module course, there's bi-weekly coaching sessions, and there's also the option to, when you come across something where you realize you need a little extra support, there's also the option for reduced price one-on-one intensives and sessions
For breakthroughs,
so that you can break through, so that you can really, if you get a hold of an issue, you have the extra support to kind of get you through. But even at the 97, you're with us every other week, really diving into the integration work. And that helps with a piece of accountability, right? Oh, my call's coming up. I want to make sure I get through one module every couple of weeks. And, it keeps that everything moving in the right direction. And also I'll say, a lot of people will tell me, in addition to, I don't have the money, right? Which I think we've kind of cured that, because we've just brought it down to something that is super affordable. And the other thing they say is, I'm already overwhelmed. I don't really have time to do this. They'll say, I've signed up for a lot of things in the past and I never do them. Right. And yeah, that makes sense. And that should be a consideration for you. But if you're living in overwhelm, one of the biggest aspects of the academy and what module 2 is all about, we need to get you out of overwhelm so that you can do this work and have the capacity and have it be something that supports you. So most of the time we work with people who feel overwhelmed. That's why we included this important foundational piece into the program. Let's get you out of overwhelm, give you the capacity you need to start thinking differently and building new habits and taking care of yourself in this way. So overwhelm is something that is dealt with and taken care of, essentially. And, you know, we're thinking about, and when we're making a decision whether or not we can transform, we're thinking about it from our limited thinking that we have access to today. The self that I am today, does she feel like reaching big? Does she feel like, you know, oh, I don't know if I'll make it money. I don't have money. I don't have time. I don't have capacity. That's the limited self talking. The greatest self knows that this is going to bring me, I'm going to start making way more money as I step into life as my greatest self. I'm going to have way more time. I'm going to have all of these things that I need in order to be successful. But the limited self says, I don't have that right now. So I just have to stay here. So we really invite you to start seeing it from your greatest self. Investing in myself means I'm going to have all of these things. We see it, Mia, all the time, actually, when people first make that first commitment to themselves and sign up, even before they ever log into the course, even before they come to that first coaching meeting, they're like emailing us, oh my gosh, I just, you know, had this person ask me out, or I just got offered this opportunity at work.
Right.
It's like, yeah, because you opened up and told the universe, hey, I'm ready for more. Just by making that commitment and showing up. It happens like twice a week. It's
powerful because it's a shift of consciousness within yourself that allows something different to come through. I haven't even asked Lori this, but I'm going to go forward with it and ride it here. I'm a loud cowgirl. For anyone who signs up now before February, I will actually meet with you once or twice a week as a group to get you through the challenge work, if that's your concern. And you can also still be looking at the academy stuff as well. But you can think about, because sometimes people are like, no, I can't let go of the challenge, even though the stuff is still in there and more in the academy, I can't let go. So if that's where you're feeling, I am happy to do that. I have the space and I'm happy to do that because I want people to succeed. So if that's, and so does Lori. So this is, you know, I'm going to head that up. That's one of my things. Lori does, you know, with you guys, certain things. And then most of the time we're together. So allow that to inspire you to know that you're not behind. You know, most everybody feels like they are behind and they're not. If we need to do I don't really like on the West. So I live on the West Coast and the East Coast. And right now I'm on the West Coast. It's hard to do anything over 5:30 at night for me on the West Coast. But for those of you on the East Coast, if you can't do it during the day, I will set an evening or a weekend call to support you all. Just so you know.
I love that. And you know, the challenge is so rich with really good foundational things. So I would totally, I see the huge value in that. Just taking that, you know, a little bit of extra, whether it's 2 weeks or whatever.
People are afraid. I get that. What I'm sensing is fear. I'm not sensing that there's a lack of, I feel like there's just those questions that I asked you. What is your commitment to you? Why aren't you seeking the help that's there and available? And is this your pattern? Because our patterns are so powerful that they go as a thread from one thing to another. Our work and our relationships, some people say, I'm kick-ass at work and I'm not so kick-ass at my relationship. Let me tell you, they are interwoven. And so you have to see that you can be just as kick-ass in your relationships as you are in your work then, or vice versa. And it's about shifting your awareness and opening up to those other spaces through the work
Yeah.
that you're doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
I mean, I
really
get that,
cool.
you know, it, for me, for a long time, I would say I was in a space of transformation for about 10 years or more, before I ever signed up to work with someone or even, you know, with a supportive program. And it was just that, you know, we tend to fear change, right? We don't know who we're gonna be as we change. We don't know what that's going to mean for our life, and feeling worthy of the time, the money, whatever it is. And breaking through those two things, it was like the 10 years I spent in that space, you know, and I would think about it. I'd be like, oh, that sounds really good. Maybe I'll think about it, maybe. And then I would chicken out again and again and again. So in that space, you know, not that I made a little progress, whatever, but then in the next like 6 months or 9 months, literally accomplished more than I had in the 10 years when I put up the block to really digging in and just saying, that's it, I am doing this. And ever since then, in that powerful example in my life, now I know when I put my foot down and I say, nope, I am doing it. Fear, step aside, because I am coming and I'm going to look at things and, you know, I'm going to live life as my greatest self. I know things happen so fast. You can, you know, work through things. And it really is, though, it takes that commitment. It's the first step.
My favorite thing to teach everybody is breaking fears, because as a little girl, I had so many fears, and it took me to a death point. Literally, the doctors told me in 2008 that I was dying, that my organs were closing. I was in a wheelchair at the time as well, that my organs were closing and I had less than 2 years to live. What do? You know, you have to get, and for me to get my affairs in order. So I had to go and I had to talk to my family, which included my 2 children, besides my husband at the time. And that's why I'm so passionate about this work, because a lot of people say, I had this conversation with Nicole. I was in Miami over the holidays and I took her out to lunch, my husband and I. And she asked me, why did your cancer come back a second time? Why did it come back? And there's something there, she said, you had to learn. And I shared with her the private thing that I had to learn. I'll share it with you, not quite so openly, but the fact is that I did not shift my way of being from taking care of others who were intimately in my life to looking out for myself as number one. That was my number one thing that my mom trained me to do, was to look out for her and to take care of her. So I brought that through my life. I even became a nurse. I went to nursing school when I was 18. So that shows you what kind of a giver I am. And I wasn't to myself, and I literally was dying. So that first time when they said, you're going to die, and I had a couple of more points after that, I had other places that after that healing, I also passed on one morning because I have sleep apnea and I wasn't on a CPAP machine. And when I came back, I had oxygen deprivation, and we went immediately to our doctors at 8 in the morning. And she was like, honey, this is scaring the heck out of me. You're going to be sick for the next 24 hours, which I was. My head hurt and all that. The point is, and what I heard as I crossed over, I tried to cross over, was I heard, you have too much to do. Go back. It's not your time. And I was with somebody, I was showing somebody the light. So I was taking myself to death because I still hadn't learned that I'm here on earth. I'm solidly rooted here, not off taking people on the journey to find the damn light. I'm here. And so you're here. We're here now. With the cancer, the second time that it came back, it disappeared on the first dose of chemo. They did a scan after my second dose, 2 days later, a body scan that showed I was tumor and cancer free.
Yeah. When you recognize what you need to do,
Yep.
and you do it, it doesn't have to be this, you know, a huge trial that brings so much turmoil. And we don't want that for you. Like,
Right.
whatever is on your heart, it's going to keep calling, and it's going to keep demanding that you work through it. And you have a choice to make. You can either wait until it gets to the point where you can't ignore it any longer. You're getting a diagnosis of something, or your relationship's falling apart, you lose your job, whatever it is, right? Because it will get your attention. And, or you can hear that calling, that little gentle whisper, and do the work now. And then you don't have to be in those big places. Or maybe you feel like you are in those big places right now, and that's okay too. Wherever you are, there's the possibility for growing and becoming and claiming the life that you're meant for.
Does anybody have any questions about this or about the work that you did, the ancestral tree? The questions about yourself and how you saw how great you were, or where you want to expand into? Anything. And I also put up the link to the calendar. We've now made it through Wednesday, but Wednesday is the last day that I can be met with, at least for this right now. And Margaret, you asked in a chat here something about the Zoom link. I have no idea, honey, what you mean. Can you share with us what you mean?
At the replay?
Well, I didn't, yeah, the replay, because I didn't get the others. Yesterday was the first one that I came to, and you said you were going to send me
I did.
something. But
I sent you the integrative workbook, right, that you asked
Oh.
for. I actually sent that to you yesterday. And
Oh.
you also got your replay along with everyone else. If you signed up on the link, thegreatestyouchallenge.com, then you are in our system. Have you checked your spam and your trash?
No, I didn't check those.
Can you please
Yeah,
check those, honey?
sometimes they go to the spam. It's the last place that we should never be in anyone's spam, but
Okay, well, give me a minute. I'm going to look now then.
okay, sometimes that happens. We're also being asked again for the workbook. So the workbook in every replay has been an attachment there. We don't have a link to it where you can go and download it. It's we're including the download in all of the replays. So Amber is looking
Actually, the workbook is in every morning email that comes out that says we're on at blah, blah, blah. It's also in the we're about to start. I asked him to attach it to the replay over the last few days. So it is basically attached to every email.
So Amber, that's where you can find it. Hopefully you've already looked in your boxes and found it. But if not, we can certainly, just send it individually.
Yeah, I can also send it to you, Amber.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I think I responded wrong. Allison, to your question, if we still have calls.
I see Allison on there. I mean, I see Allison here.
Yeah, Amber and Allison. Well, everyone, the time and spaces are getting filled up for the calls, but I think they're, and especially, I mean, if you're here and you're, really wanting that, then absolutely, we want to make that happen, because we want to honor that your readiness and
all right. So are there any questions about the work? See, that also makes me feel like you guys are afraid. Are you afraid of the work? Are you caught up? Are you happy with it? Are you struggling with it? Go ahead.
I'll just say, part of any challenge, and this is true for challenges that are offered by anyone, the challenge is really meant to open you up and to get you asking these kinds of things. For someone to really be able to sit down and go through and absorb and allow it to all integrate and to do that work, realistically might take somebody about a month, to really make that kind of time and space, unless you're, you've taken it and you go and you lock yourself into a hotel room, like a retreat, right? And that's okay.
For
so
a weekend.
Right. Or so really just, don't have that expectation that you just, came in here and was able to knock all this stuff out. Everybody's different. And so like Mia said, she's willing to walk through with someone and really help them get what they can out of the challenge material so that it's a foundation for them walking into the academy. But just know that the academy, that's what the academy is all about. It's about taking each of these topics and really spreading them out, giving them time and space and lots of different ways for you to explore it. So even if you said to me, you know, I didn't get through the challenge, that's okay. You're going to get everything that's in the challenge is going to be offered to you throughout your work in the Great Issue Academy. So if it opened you up to something and really made you see how much you want to live life firmly rooted, then that's then you'll get everything that you need.
I've looked through both of them. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, honey.
I was going to say I've looked through both of them. I can't see anything at all.
Interesting.
I don't know where.
Are you, sweetie, are you you're getting the Zoom links every day, correct?
Yeah, because I got it yesterday, and I got today's one, but I can't see anything else.
So
Okay.
let me ask you, which Zoom link did you get? Did you get the one that came?
I got yesterday's one and today's.
Okay, but hold on, honey. It's the exact same Zoom link. That's all there is it's the exact same one. Thank you, Penayota. It's the exact same Zoom link. So are you getting it from the one that says day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or are you getting it from the one that says we begin soon? Because
I get the We Begin Soon one.
Okay, you should also be getting the other because it's on a specific email list that goes out to everybody. It doesn't change, and it's only for the people in the challenge.
Okay.
Are you connected on Facebook to the group?
Not as far as I know.
Okay. Are you on Facebook, period?
Yes, I am.
All right. Why don't I give you the link right here, and you can request access there. The videos are there in the classroom on a page. So hold on a moment. Let me just get that for you.
Amber needs the email, the attachment. She says no attachments in the email. So I just want to double check.
You guys, it's at the very bottom. So keep scrolling down as if it was like a video, and it's at the very bottom. It's not in the email content. It's attached right below where all the business stuff says where we're located and all that.
Mia, I don't know if we feel like we'd like to shut off the recording for.
Yes. Sorry, everybody. Let me just shut off the recording, and then let me provide the other.
Yeah,